Good morning, one and all. Welcome back to the channel. KG is back, and it's not a match reaction. It's the day after the match, as I wasn't here for the match reaction last night. But we got to speak about Millwall 1, Leeds United 0, and I'm just going to get some thoughts off, and I'm going to pretty much give them unfiltered today because, yeah, things need to change at this football club. Things need to change. It feels like Groundhog Day. Now, I watched the match back last night. I stayed awake. It's just the same thing. I can't believe we're having to come on here and say the same things over and over again. But that's what happens with insanity. That's what happens. We do the same things over and over again when we don't win games. But look, we'll get into that in just a moment. Like I say, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop your comments below. Thank you to Tur, who's become a member of the channel, Tur Norway. And if you want to become a member of the channel, the link is in the description. Shout out to somebody I met last night at the wrestling event. That's why I wasn't here. I was at the WWE event. Very nice person. And yet again, with that, I just want to say the difference between people that you meet in real life and folks online is completely different. Completely different. Now, always I have to fill you out first just to make sure you're not like a Bamford truther and you're looking to get me or something. But everyone is just so respectful when you meet them in person, man. And shout out to him and his family. I hope they had a good time. He also said he'd be checking the score at the event. I checked it at the event as well, and boy, I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't. As we know, Millwall won the game last night, and we knew it was going to be a tight one. I mean, I said this in the preview. I said it wasn't going to be easy, but these are the kind of games that Leeds United need to go into and stamp your authority. Let me make this clear. The team that we have, people, is more than good enough to be in the top 2 of this rubbish division. No matter what you think of the team, the results, and I can just hear Kevin Campbell, rest in peace, Kevin Campbell, saying it's the players. The players are partly to blame, but your players are the mirror of your manager. Otherwise, there's no point having a manager. So it's just the players when Alex Ferguson was dominating, just the players when Jose was dominating. No, they're a mirror of their head coach. And this is Handbrake FC. Slow, plodding, methodical, pass. You know what? He mentioned it again. There's a few things he mentioned in the post-match that I need to speak on, but possession, who cares? The thing that came into my head straight away was yet again Jose. We had 75% possession of the game. Millwall had 25%. Well, they're going to take their 25% and take the 3 points too. And they've strung a run of results or wins together that we have not managed yet. And that's another problem when you're trying to finish in the top 2. It just seems to be the same things over and over again. It really is, Ming. It's Groundhog Day on steroids because it shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be happening. And for everyone that thinks we're in a good position because we're up there, it's good, but it could be better. And no. It should be better. It should be. The form away from home stinks right now as well, by the way. It's kind of going unnoticed because our home form, our home wins just seem to mask everything over. And listen, we'll probably play QPR this weekend at home and get the win. Probably will. But it just covers up what are just poor away performances. And the football stinks. I'm not even going to mask it no more. The football is boring. The fact that I had to rewatch that last night, even though I knew the result, just so I can get a full context of the game, because I don't like throwing up numbers unless I've seen it with my eyes. The football sucks, okay? But we've known this. The thing I've always said, though, just like with Jose when he was very, very successful, you can have stinky football as long as it delivers results. If it's not delivering results, then it just stinks. The football sucks, okay? But if you're going to get me to the Premier League with this football, cool. But we're having doubts again. I feel like I'm having the same thoughts that I was having this time last year and later on in the season, where people are saying, yeah, Leicester are doing this, Southampton are doing this, Ipswich are doing this. We're doing okay, we're steady. We don't need to be steady. Not with the league is weaker this season. And we've lost our star players from last year, but overall, our squad is still pretty good. Even with injuries right now, our squad is still better than a majority of the Championship, probably most of them, if not, Sheffield United probably. We should be doing better. It's as simple as that as well. There's no excuses for this kind of form. Last night, Millwall, by the way, and I hate to give Millwall credit. I do hate to give them credit, but they did something yesterday. They've got 4 wins in a row compared. We have not done that yet. We've not done that yet. And when I'm looking at it, we are supposed to be that kind of team that goes to Millwall and says, okay, Millwall, you've done brilliantly since late February, going a goal ahead and not losing. You've been brilliant form, 3 wins in a row. But now Leeds United are in town and we're going for the top 2, so that doesn't matter. We're supposed to make teams like Millwall say, oh man, we've been good, but Leeds United, they're just on a different planet. And listen, fair play to the Millwall fan that left a score prediction in my pre-match, in the prediction. He said Millwall 1, Leeds money bags 0. That's how we're perceived in this division, by the way. That like we're the Man City of the division. That's how mad it is. But he was right. He got this score prediction right. So salute to you. But that's what we should be doing. The Sunderland one, they hadn't conceded at home in so long. They hadn't lost in so long. Now, I don't put that one on Farke. That is purely down to Eli Meslier and nobody else. That is not on Daniel Farke. That was a perfect away performance up until that ridiculous blunder. But we should be going to these places and putting a stamp on it and making the league go, they're just out of sight. All our good stats that we have, by the way, they're all good. But then as this question, and people that were with me last year will remember me saying this, if they are that good, what are Leicester and Ipswich doing that is just that much better? Our stats are good, but what is making the teams above us even better? And that's the same questions that I've got yet again. Jalen here saying 5 a.m. in the US, KG catching you live. Shout out to you, Jalen. Been quite a few days over here. I can imagine. Yes. Yeah, I won't get into that. You know, I don't want to be banned or nothing, but yes, salute, salute. Yeah, I mean, Daniel, I mean, this is just an ongoing thing. And these are the things that get lost. KG set pieces, our set pieces are pathetic. They have been for ages. You know, we got one. We kind of got half of one the other week, but yeah, they're just poor. They're just poor. But you know, just a few things as well, because I needed just to see this after watching the game, and shout out to Leeds Live that have clarified this as well. We got out battled, and here's just a few numbers for you here, people. Aronson lost 10 of the 15 duels he went in for. Pascal Stroud lost 10 of his 15. Nonto lost 9 of his 15. Jaden Bogle lost 9 of the 11. Guys, you cannot win at Millwall with that kind of fight. You can't do it. You can't do it. That is not going to get you 3 points at Millwall, who actually are in good form and always get themselves up for Leeds United anyway. You cannot get away with that. That is just poor. You can have sometimes you can have a lack of play, a lack of cohesion, but you can't lose the fight. Can't do that, especially in the Championship. The league's too much for it. Absolutely. Michael here saying, morning, KG, what a shower that was. Maybe Joshua would have helped us nullify Cooper. Jake Cooper, by the way, he got more touches in our box than Joel Peru and I think Brendan Aronson did. I think it's Brendan Aronson, or was it Dan James? Either way, Jake Cooper, the Millwall centre-back, had more touches in our box than our striker did. And going back to more Groundhog Day mistakes that Danny Farke made in the game, this is from his words after the game, when he threw on all the attackers when we're losing, as we've said many, many times, that always happens. That's not management, people. I could do that. You could do that. You could do that. I can throw on all the attackers if we're losing. It's a Championship manager favorite. I'm losing the game. I just throw everyone on. Just get it done. It's not real life, people. It don't work. And this isn't working against Neil Harris at Millwall. Didn't work against teams last season in the Championship. I have my thoughts on Daniel Farke. I've said to you many times that I'm very indifferent to him, which means that I don't feel anything either way. If he stays here, yeah. If he gets sacked, yeah. But I am looking at it in a way where I'm going back to Parag's words, and if you're not doing the job properly, then you get somebody else better in. And I haven't looked around. I'll be real with you. Up until yesterday, I wasn't really thinking about who else could come in. And I'm not saying Daniel Farke gets sacked, but the fact is this guy is not learning from his mistakes. And usually I say to you, what managers say to you in the front of in front of the screens, in front of the reporters, is very different to what's said behind closed doors. But you can't say that with this guy because there's a pattern to him. And the pattern has not changed. We're losing a game. Late subs, yet again, Groundhog Day again, people. We lose the game. He throws on all the attackers he can for the last 10 minutes of the game. What's the point? And even more worrying. Let me just take a sip. Is that he obviously knew the question was coming. He gave a full answer. If you want to go see it, it's on Popey's page. But he knew it was coming about the late subs, and he defended it to the hill. And you know what it means with him when he backs something, when he feels he is in defense mode, he digs his heels and he's very stubborn, very stubborn. And he even spoke yesterday as well about putting Peru, who we know, people, does not work as a central midfielder. Dropped him back into central midfield. He even said so himself. This isn't me. This isn't me speculating or looking at it and thinking Peru was in central midfield. He even said so himself when he brought on all the attackers with Peru dropping deeper. Angus Kinnear himself said if Peru was played in his natural position, he probably hit 20. He doesn't get played in his natural position under this manager. Doesn't. So if you're not utilizing your best assets, there's a question that has to be asked. That number 9 didn't put himself in a shot window when he came on. It was a waste of time. Yeah, Jay Racer, though, the thing is for me, I don't put this on Bamford anymore. Much like this is going towards the Tyler Roberts thing for me, where it's not on Tyler Roberts anymore. It's on the club, it's on the managers for keep on selecting them. So as much as I don't want him here, and if the club are serious, they will try and come to an agreement in January. He obviously isn't happy as well, by the way. I think that was fairly obvious at the end of the game. Get a deal done in January to get him off. Because listen, people, look what you could do in this spot on the subs bench if you don't have Bamford. Imagine if you have a more capable forward. And I do have forwards in mind, by the way. I don't know if they'd be possible in January, being with our status in the championship. But look what you could do in that spot. You could probably have 2 players in that spot with the money that he currently costs the football club, and he'd be more effective. There's just no point. Once he comes on, it's like playing with 10 men. But I've made my feelings clear on that. But I don't put that on Bamford. I put it on the club for still having him here and not even trying to get rid of him. Like I say, if they tried to get rid of him in the summer and he says, nah, I'm going to stay on my contract, I can accept that, because that's the player's choice, and he's well within his rights to keep that with the contract that he signed. But there was no movement. In fact, Farke kept talking him up. So I don't put it on him anymore. It's just pointless seeing him. And it does annoy me seeing him. But again, that's on Farke. But you just think about what happened there. Look at that. We are dying for a goal, dying for a change in the play. Just pedestrian, boring football. And the first sub is Solomon after 17 minutes, guys. It's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. Now, if you're going for the playoffs, yeah, this will be fine. Yeah, absolutely. If you're going for the playoffs, this is cool. But we all know, people, we are not going for the playoffs. We are going for the top 2. We are not going for the playoffs. This squad cost doesn't say we're cool with the playoffs. No, we're going for the top 2, but we're not going to get there with inconsistent results like this. And at this level where we are, where we're trying to get top 2, these are inconsistent results, even though it is just 1 defeat in 9. The problem is we don't get wins in a row like Millwall have done below. 4 wins in a row. We could only dream of that at this point, because what happens with us when we win a couple of games, we'll draw 1. And that's 2 points dropped every time. Every time. Now, Burnley played tonight against West Brom. Burnley have been very up and down, so I don't know where we're going to be. But either way, after tonight, we could be 3rd, we could be 4th, but that doesn't matter. We should be aiming to be in the top 2. Now, what I want to do, yeah, they did. They made it. It happens all the time, Michael. Teams that are looking to change the game do it way before us all the time. Like it's no surprise. The only time we do it is if we've got an injury. Yeah, Mook's here saying 72 minutes, he put Solomon, then 10 minutes left, 3 strikers. I was screaming at the TV. Yeah. And he even made a point as well, like it was something great, that having Solomon and Dan James as the wing backs. Guys, listen. God. Oh, Lord have mercy. God, yeah, yeah, fresh bottle of mayo. Yeah, and there's just so much. This is so much. One thing I want to say though, just for the people that were convinced that the point at Bristol City was a good one, which I cannot believe or fathom that people thought that. I saw Sheffield United go to the death against Bristol City, saw it and said, "Oh, so it is possible to score at Bristol City. It's not impossible, like we made it out to be." They went for it at the end. They went for it, and don't let the red card by Bristol City, get you into a false sense. They were going for it before Rob Dickey got sent off. But the thing what I noticed with Sheffield United in that game was Bristol City still had a low block, but Sheffield United would just pile it on them, just quick, 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 quick. Guys, our football, it hurts my head. I'll be real with you. You can telegraph our football. Pass here, two touches, pass back over here. Pass. Now we're going to our left because we just want to ignore Bogle over here. Pass over here. Pass back in here. Oh my lord! And it's as boring as I just made it sound. So pedestrian. Sheffield United with their winner for Harrison Burrows piled it all on them. Piled it all forward. Didn't give Bristol City time to think. One, two touches, bang, bottom corner, 3 points. That's the difference, and that's what we're up against. This is what we're up against in terms of, for me anyway, going for the top two spots. Sunderland themselves have dropped, they've drawn their last two games, and we haven't capitalized on that. How have we not done that? Honestly, I just, and even this, he mentioned this as well about chances and missing chances being profligate in front of goal. That's a fair point. But that's again, why don't you change something then? Change the system, change the formation, change the overload, change the direction of it. If you're not happy with the chances that we're missing, even though you feel we're on top, then you've got to change something. That's what managers do. But he doesn't. He just persists over and over again. But look, I don't know. I don't know what to. I just don't feel as well, people. I don't feel like he appreciates the talent that he has. And maybe it is one of those things. I just feel that with another manager, with the talent that we have in this squad, they'd be getting so much more out of him. And you know what? I even go back to the Plymouth game where we've won that 3-0. And listen, I said at the time, it's about getting the 3 points, getting out of there. But when you deep it, I saw Watford hit someone for 6. I just feel with another manager, we're not putting the handbrake on again in the second half and just coming out with a 3-0 win. I think we go 5-6. I do. But with this manager, we know what he said. We know what his ethos is in terms of not embarrassing teams. But we should be battering that version of Plymouth at least 4. Should have been at least 4-5. But it ended 3-0 instead. We are just handbrake FC. Handbrake FC, honestly. It's just, yeah, exactly. It's robot management, man. You just know it. And that's what I mean. It's just predictable. And the thing is, if as fans we know it, then teams around us know it as well. They know it. These are highly intelligent coaches for the most part, or even on the basic level, they can say, he's going to do this, he's going to do this. We've seen their last few away performances. They're going to probably try and play this, suffocates with possession. We'll be ready for it. And Jake Cooper, what I won't go against Farker here is that people are giving him stick for highlighting Jake Cooper as a threat and then not being able to manage him. But there's one thing highlighting it and there's another thing stopping it. And we just did not do enough to stop Jake Cooper in the game. And by the way, the goal as well, I mean, we've got a championship goalkeeper, so I don't expect him to save it. It's not one of those for me where it's like an incredible shot. I think it even took a bounce before it went in. But again, I don't expect Meslier to save anything. So, right, it's 1-0. We didn't keep the ball away from him. Fine. Yeah, I mean, Wayne, but these are the things. Wayne here saying in the second half, Millwall just stalled the game at every opportunity. Time wasting is an understatement. That's Wayne. I do get that point, but that's where Leeds United have to come in and impose your game. That's it. This is why I don't blame referees. I don't blame opposition for their tactics or anything like that. Listen, we tried it against Sunderland, Wayne. When we was winning 2-1, we was also stalling. Meslier was guilty of stalling on the ball. So it's not just against Leeds United again. So there's no victims here. It's about managing the game. And if we get an equalizer, if we then get, go 2-1 ahead, you'll see more urgency in Millwall's game. But we didn't get anywhere near that. So for me, Millwall played it perfectly. They've got their 4th win in a row. They're doing really well, which is horrible to see, but give credit where it's due. They are doing well. It's on Leeds United. This is it. We let me give you an example, Wayne and everyone else. We are that big that when people come to our ground, they change everything. And I take Sheffield United as the best example because up until they played us, they had a good system. They had a nice system where they were playing, they were getting consistent results. But they come to Ellen Road and Chris Wilder changes everything. He changed everything. He took off 2 goal previously Raksaki, put him on the bench for yet another defender because he wanted to try and contain us a bit more. That's what we are supposed to do. We should be the ones making other teams change their game plan, not the other way around. And we did that to Sheffield United. They then lost against Middlesbrough, but now they're back on track again, and that's why they're above us in the table. Yeah, shout out to you, Wayne. Andrew here. Shout out to you, Andrew, man. Usually see you in the comments, not usually in the live. Big up to you. If we can't beat QPR, someone has to go. The thing is, though, with that kind of comment, and I don't disagree, Andrew. I just don't see how the 49ers would let him go. I don't see it. They've backed him in the summer with various decisions, whether it be players leaving as well. They also, give him a lot of say on the Gilavogi signing, which was very recent. I just don't see, unless they have a short list of who they think could do better with the squad. And believe me, people, there are people that could do better with the squad. Daniel Farker isn't the be all and end all. But what I would say is that with his experience previously, he should be doing better. Should be doing better. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. You should have expectations for this football club being better than it currently is. Because the way, again, another way I look at it is, what is it with Sunderland and Sheffield United have given them nine wins, and one of those 9 wins isn't against Leeds United. They couldn't beat us. One drew against us, very luckily, thanks to Melier, and we beat the other one. So what is it with them that they've got the 9 wins to our 7, and we draw in so many games? That's what I would say. These are the margins why we failed to go up automatically last season. So if you don't want to hear it, or you think we're doing well enough, go back to last season. The pattern is there from there. We're doing the exact same thing yet again. Mr. Bart. Oh God, I hope I haven't just Mr. Bart. That's not you haven't got me with that name, have you, Mr. Bart? I don't think so anyway. Do you think Leeds players actually enjoy this style of football? As a Phil fans who travel away from home, also Millwall played on Sunday. Yeah, I don't know if they enjoy the style of play. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I don't ask those kind of questions. I'll be real. But I would just think, with the kind of attacking talent that we have, and the handbrake that we have to put on with all the passing that we have to do, which is from your manager. That's not players doing that. In this day and age of players needing coaching and needing their hand held for everything they do, that is from your manager. That's direction. That's instruction. I don't know if they enjoy this style of football, but what I would say to that is that the style of football everyone enjoys is winning games, and that can solve everything. It does. If you're playing crap football, if you don't agree with everything the manager's doing, but it's breeding winning results and it's bringing you where you want to be in the table, players won't care too much. But if it looks like how it did yesterday and many other games previous to that, yeah, players will be like, we're not winning. We're not enjoying the style of play. What's the point? Let's have a look. Yeah, Michael here saying, I looked at the subs bench. They all look disinterested. Most of the starters are under no pressure, as they know they won't be subbed till around the 80th minute. No pressure. Yeah, the players will know as well. They know it. Matt C saying Ramazani appears to be our Somerville this season. Missed his threat last night. Yeah, listen, Ramazani is missed, but we're not going to put him in the Somerville bracket yet. He's not done anything near what Cree did for this football club. And that's another thing. I will defend Cree on that. Just crazy how people put Ramazani in Somerville. I know Matt's not saying that he is Somerville, he's putting the influence, but I've seen people say Ramazani's better than Somerville. Come off it, people. Honestly, please. You just make yourself look bitter when you say stuff like that. Somerville carried this football club last season. Him and Georgie on their backs. And it's not just me, that's Farker saying that too. Our attack went through 2 people. Yes, it did. As I said, and people saying I was crazy. I'm not crazy. You're always crazy when you're right. It's always mad how that is. But you know, these were influential people. But yeah, we are missing Ramazani big time. We need someone like him. Him and Nanto as well. That combination was just cooking up. It was just cooking nicely, and he has to go injured, man. Yeah, okay. Say more. Say more in his importance to the team. Okay, this version of the team got you, Matt C. Yeah, absolutely. Darren here saying, I just don't understand why Farker is so adverse to making changes. Subs, well, go and watch his post match comments on the BBC thing. He'll tell you. He'll tell you, and because he's been questioned about it, he's going to dig in even deeper, big time. But yeah, someone's saying that his press conference is today. Is that right? I thought that might be tomorrow. Let me just check that. See if I'll be coming back today. Oh, there's me. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's at 4 o'clock. Okay, I don't know if that's going to be a brand new one or if it's just a continuation after last night. I will watch that one and we'll come back with another video. But be better. Be better. And for anyone that thinks it's an overreaction, either I'm not really overreacting, I'm just stating exactly what's happened. Just look at the table and think, why are Leeds United not in one of those top two spots? What are we missing? What's missing from our performances? What's missing from our game plans? Why we are not in the position that Sunderland are in, even though Sunderland have just drawn the last two games. They're still 4 points ahead of us. Come on, come on. But listen, what's Ming saying here? As we know, playing crap and winning and playing anyway is night and day. Don't know what that means, Ming, but salute to you. Yeah, it is 4 p.m. Yeah, but listen, people, I don't think there's anything else. Let me just see if there's anything else. Yeah, I mean, look, just Graham Smith there quoting something in Farker here. There is no major thing we have to change. I highly disagree. Highly disagree, but that's going to be his sword. It's either going to work or it's not going to work. And he'll either get it right and get us promoted, or he will fall on his sword and somebody else will get the job and do it better, in my opinion. It's up to Daniel Farker. And this is for me as well, because I actually think Daniel Farker is a nice guy. But I've already said before, nice guys and that doesn't mean nothing to me. If you're not doing what you're supposed to do, especially with the squad that we have, then it means nothing. Someone else will have to do it. Honestly. David here. Yeah, and listen, this very passion merchanty, but it's true. You need it. David here, without fight and determination, you can forget quality of players big time. And I agree with that 100%, David, especially in the championship where it's mainly that. It's mainly about having heart, determination, all those intangibles, because the players in this division aren't as good as obviously the Premier League or in the top five leagues. They're nowhere near. The quality is in fact is getting bigger as the years go on. But if you don't have that, and I gave you some of the stats earlier, you got no chance, especially at a place like the Den, which is hard enough in itself. But listen, let me just see. I want to make sure I got everything I wanted to say on this one. Yes, I did. I did indeed. So listen, people, I will be back with another one. We're obviously gonna, if there's anything else from Danny Farker's press conference, we'll come back probably today. We'll preview the game tomorrow against QPR, which probably will be another standard whole win. But Leeds United got to do better. Top two. If top two is the aim, this isn't going to get it. Not even close. Got to be consistent. Get 4, 5 wins in a row. Doing this drib drab, 2 wins, 1 draw, loss. It's not going to cut the mustard, buddy. But listen, people, smash a like, subscribe to the channel, drop your thoughts and comments on anything discussed below, and I'll see you in the next video, people. Peace out.